Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to WGLNA Season 2. We're in week number 3. Today is the final day of group play. Tomorrow, please join us for the tiebreakers, if we have them, and also the playoffs, which we will have no matter what.
Clutch doesn't want to see tiebreakers, guys. He doesn't want to see more matches, or too many matches. Just want to see those playoffs.
No, I want the stories to happen in the group plays themselves, and I want the fourth and fifth matches to determine who deserves to go to Vegas instead of 16, matches, 8 matches. Of
16 would be how that would be a 24-hour broadcast, wouldn't it?
It would be. No, we would not stream all those games.
24-hour broadcast.
No, that's not fun for anyone.
It's okay. I'll be here for the first 6, then you can come in for the second 6.
That's not fair to the teams, man. The teams have to coordinate their entire schedule for an entire day.
Alter your sleep schedule for your matches. Get used to it.
Let's go ahead and jump into our face-off. Hammer Time's going to be joining us. Cazadores, unfortunately, still has a broken-down webcam. Don't worry, it's not a Logitech one. And we got Livistad from Hammer Time making his first public appearance. How you doing, sir?
That's me. I'm doing great. We're doing great at Hammer Time. We've had a couple tough losses. We didn't play our best in a couple of the games, but we just need that one more win, and we're guaranteed for Vegas, and we're really excited to do that. We think we can beat Cazadores. I don't want to put Cazadores down, but we think we can beat them. They're a wild card team. You never know what you're going to get with them.
It's very true.
Crazy attacks, crazy camps. You never know what to expect with them, so we're taking them very seriously. We have respect for Cazadores, and we're excited to go to Vegas. We're excited to lock it up tonight. We don't want to be fighting for our lives tomorrow.
How would you describe your experience in WGLNA so far? Well,
it's been a lot more exciting this season than I thought. I'd say than last season, but then I expected. It's been fun. Yesterday we had that 1 second win. We really
Yes.
we really needed that too. And it could have gone either way. We had a couple other matches that really came down to the wire. So it's just it's been stressful but exciting and fun. I have to say, and I'm gonna be doing my best to represent for the team tonight.
Now, if you do win, that means that they will have the same league points as Simple Tankers in the bracket. So, since we have Pub Whisperer here, do you have any words for him in case we will see you guys tomorrow in a tiebreaker?
Well, may the best team win, of course. But we think we'll be that team tomorrow. We'll be going up against Simple Tankers tomorrow, and we like our chances.
Pub Whisperer, you have any response?
Just good luck and go Cazo.
All right, Livistad. Even though Kufo's not here, do you have any words for him and his team before we start this match?
We have a lot of respect for Cazadores. They have to play with worse ping. And I would never want to do that personally. I don't know how I would do that. So props to them.
And since we still have you here, is there anything you'd like to say to all your new fans that have been watching you since the start of Season 2?
Just follow Team Hammer Time and support us in the chat. That's what I want people to vote for. Oh, yeah, vote for us, too. No Cazadores votes.
All right, Livistad. Great to see you over Skype, and best of luck in your upcoming match.
All right.
And we'll have the coin toss and the deferral or map choice happen with our admin, who's currently talking to both teams at this time. So we just have to wait until that happens and we have our first map. And going over Hammer Time, 4-2, they had wins against River of Blood, which, by the way, River of Blood is the true Cinderella story of this season. Once again, they were the same as Season 1.
Always starting with losses after loss after loss, coming back at the end just to put us all in the edge of our seats.
0-3 is where they were, and now they ended the league 4-3. They had to win every single series, and they did, and they got very close for them against War and Peace. Speaking of War and Peace, Hammer Time defeated them, and then Simple Tankers. How tough was that loss for you guys?
It was pretty tough. We made a lot of mistakes, as you guys saw and pointed out, unfortunately.
That's our job.
So, yeah, if there is a tiebreaker, we'll be ready, and we've worked on it, so it'll be good fights.
Now, you were rooting for Simplistic in that series that they beat them last night.
Yeah.
So, are you guys going to do any other rally caps or anything else for Cazadores for this?
I don't have anything planned. I don't know if the other guys do back on the Simp TS, but we'll see.
I'm sure they're going to be watching quite intently.
Yes.
I actually kind of missed that. It was fun watching some of the nights I was not broadcasting. Well, actually, the one night I was not broadcasting tanks out here, I was with Mac G and a couple other individuals on TeamSpeak for Simp, and it was fun to talk about it. And River Blood, Captain Blood was there, and we'd look at different strategies. And it was really neat. It felt like I was actually in the room with you guys. Now, if I was, I would have had a bunch of food, and it would have been like a sports broadcast.
Oh, yeah.
Which would have been a lot of fun. Which, by the way, we might have to do sometime, but if we ever watch another league, it's going to be way early in the morning. So I don't know if that's a possibility.
We can just watch a VOD and pretend like.
It's not the same.
Have you ever been to a Barcraft?
Yes, but
It's like that.
it's not the same though. It's not the same. It's like recording a Super Bowl then watching it later with your buddies. You already know the outcome.
I think we did that once actually, but we did know the outcome because we made sure that we wouldn't watch the news, and we effectively put our heads in the sand for a few days, and then we all watched it together and had a great time.
Yeah, but you lived in the South, so I'm sure.
It was very difficult because we lived in the South not to know the results of.
What were the two teams? Was what I was getting at.
Oh. Giants.
Okay.
Giants and.
The Giants and the New England Patriots. Was it that series? Was it that Super Bowl? That was
Yeah,
about?
I think so. Sounds
Yeah,
about right.
Yeah, we were all rooting for the Giants because we didn't like Bill Belichick. Because every time he would cheat, he would cut his sweater, his sweatshirts. Anyways.
There you go.
For Hammer Time, they chose tails in the coin toss. Hammer Time lost the coin toss. It was heads. Cazadores deferred. Hammer Time chose Ensk. Cazadores chose the north spawn site on Ensk. So Caz will spawn to the north. Hammer Time will spawn to the south on Ensk. That'll be our first map. Still waiting for the time to tick down because these teams have a minute and 30 seconds once the map is chosen in order to choose their tanks. And they usually wait to the last minute and pop their tanks in just in time to start it out. But back to Simplistic and that series. It was a good series, bringing those KV5s, 2 of them.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. Your thoughts on that strategy? Because it worked that time, but it's not something you obviously want to bring to every battle.
The KV5, as Rukil pointed out yesterday, has a lot of HP, and that's what it brings, and a lot of armor as well. So that's the benefit of it. I prefer not to use it, personally. I like to have the IS-3s for the armor, the Alpha, 5100s, and the medium. I don't know if that would work again. The Hammer didn't cover the city side at all, so most teams won't do that. So I don't think they'll be able to do that again.
That was a nice surprise, though.
Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts about the Object 416?
We've tried it. It's very map specific and spot specific.
Do you think it's player specific?
Definitely, as we see with a lot of mediums like Mournblade, you guys talk about a lot.
He's a hero, man.
Yeah, you gotta be really good at that medium and know how to use the terrain to your advantage because of its size and profile.
That's very true.
Medium tanks just have that high skill cap. It requires a very skilled individual to be good at medium tanks.
That's why I choose a Pershing, because it's all American and it gets the job done. 400 meters, awesome. So with Hammer Time and Cazadores almost underway, this is almost impossible for Cazadores to make it to Vegas with their current.
It's possible. Here's what has to happen: Nerve loses tonight. Cazadores wins this series. Then they tie for 9 points with Nerve for 5th place, and then they do a tiebreaker with Nerve, and that is how they can still make it to Vegas.
So Nerve has to lose. Cazadores has to win. Cazadores has to beat Nerve in a tiebreaker, and then in the 5th place, they're going to have to match up against the 4th place holder of Division A.
Yes, which right now looks to be No Limit.
So
Sorry, wait. Yes, No Limit.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
There's a chance. There's always a chance,
All right,
Clutch.
Cazadores is going to be holding on to that chance. It's always a chance. So we look forward to seeing what they're going to bring. Let's go ahead and jump into battle number 1 for match number 2. Cazadores versus Hammer Time on Ensk. And there we go.
Taking a look at these tanks, 2 5100s, 2 IS-3s, and a T-69 for the Cazadores, whereas Hammer Time will bring 3 IS-3s and 2 AMX 5100s. They don't want a medium tank. They don't like the T-69. Hammer Time, I agree with you.
He agrees with Hammer Time. He's got that Hammer Time madness. NYPD, Zazie, Libestat, Photo Finish, Drynitz, Overlord, and Krieg. Masta will be the red team to the south. The blue teams you see on the screen will be Cazadores. Kufo will be leading that charge, along with Thugs Cry, Sabo Pepe, Logo, Cess28, Helio X2, and Pollens. And is this some east side play coming out of Cazadores?
That it is, Clutch. Cess leading the way. Actually, Thugs Cry taking the lead in his T1. Cunningham, he will lead the charge, and he will take the first hit if anyone is to be found on the east side of this map. I doubt it, though, because as I look at the mini-map, Hammer Time has not decided to run the same strat at all.
Nope. Kriegsmaster will not be the one to the south. It's going to be Overlord Prime in the T1 that is going to scout this. Cazadores, I like what they're doing. This is going to be a no-holds-barred type of approach. Will they slow down, though? It looks like they're going to slow down because they're trying to assess some information. And Overlord Prime may scout everything here right before they get to that flag.
I'm just going to sit up here, looking right at it.
There they are, and they're coming through.
I feel like I'm Mario right now.
Oh, nice.
Da-da-da-da.
Cess28 is going to be leading that charge, and still Overlord Prime is in a great position to see this, but it's whoever's going to get on flag first. Oh, Logos in the IS-3 takes down the T1. How is Hammer Time going to respond? Well, how's Cazadores going to respond? It looks like they're actually going to go all the way back to the north because they don't see anything else chasing after them.
Yeah, actually, that is probably the best possible move. Your opponent knows where you are. There's a pretty decent chance Hammer Time is returning to base. So Cazadores says we'll just flex around. And also, they're entertaining the possibility, and now it is confirmed that Hammer Time is going to go for their cap. They will get a nice hit on Drynitz. I have no idea. That must be Kufo.
That was from Kufo in the T69, and that was a beautiful hit right into the hole of the IS-3, or excuse me, right into the turret of the IS-3.
And I think Pollens will hit NYPD, bringing it down to 1088. Shots still being fired. Dryness is at 1244. Health pool going to Cazadores right now. Hammer Time starting this whole engagement off at a disadvantage.
And then the IS-3 of Drynitz and NYPD are going to fall back to
more
their base
hits
to the south. And Kriegsmaster in the T1 is going to be way far away. He's not going to scout anything on the one line. That's going to give all the information that Hammer Time needs to know that Cazadores is all east, and we could be seeing NYPD and Drynitz moving all the way to the south and then getting a flank on the northeastern section of this map.
Looks like maybe not. While you were looking towards the south, Liebestad took so much damage, and Zazie is even going to take a hit down to 1,002. Cazadores are going to be able to go up against tanks with 1,000 hit points average, and a fight will be pretty easy if they can make it happen on their turns. Maybe they'll send Helix around to flank. There we go. Kufo and Helix are going south. This is the kind of fight that Cazadores can work with. They've got enough tanks in the north to deal with the hit points of a push from Hammer Time. Hammer Time doesn't have enough hit points to actually survive a real engagement, maybe even, 2 or 3, actually apparently 2v5. They feel like confident they could make them pay.
It's going to be a lot of stick and move, as we've seen some of the Cazadores already for Hammer Time to return that fire. And Kufo and Pollens and Helio X2 are going to be moving to the south, setting up perhaps for a flag cap. But Cess28 and Logos could go ahead and go to the north side and get some great flank fire down the rear of Liebestad and Photo Finish as they are approaching the halfway point of the map.
And now Cazadores out of Kufo. He wastes a whole clip taking down some of the destructible wall in the southwest. I guess they must have seen Kriegsmaster. I missed that part. And they're ensuring that he doesn't have solid cover to spot out members of Cazadores as they push.
Well, Kriegsmaster's behind this building, and he's going to be completely guarded from any east-type shots, especially against these fences that haven't been brought down.
Wisely going to run away, recognizing they're members of Cazadores in south. When Kufo began firing, and he's actually going to take fire himself and back off down to 569. That really hurts for Cazadores. T69 doesn't have the most hit points, and even now Kufo is brought down very low.
Dryness in the IS-3 is the one able to hit that Kufo T69 and is in a great shot, making Kufo fall back.
Cess and Logos, battle buddies for life,
in.
and the IS-3's clutch are around to the north, and they moved in, tried to put some shots out, nothing connected. They're backing off, and it looks like they'll rejoin with Pollens and Helix. This is a weird bit of play out of the Cazadores, not dedicating to a push, playing very light on their feet.
Well, I think they keep waiting for Hammer Time to make a mistake, but Hammer Time's not going to do that. And the more you wait for your enemy to make a mistake, the smaller of a window you have to pounce on them. you want to be able to be in an advantageous position in order to take control of the battlefield, and that could start just with map control, simply. And right now, Cazadores has all of the east, and if they did send one tank over to the west, would it be annihilated if it got scattered early on? Yes, because of Kriegsmaster's location. And they've lost that because the spread in the center of the tanks looking towards a railroad station and looking north and south is a lot different than had the majority of the tanks looking all the way to the north from a southern position.
It's just a really weird situation to be. We saw this a lot first season. This happened a lot in season 1, especially early on. Teams go to the east and the west. This happens on Prohorovka a lot. That's why we have draws on Prohorovka very often. It's the fact that they're so split, they're so polarized, that they cannot engage. No team can engage advantageously. We've only seen one real engagement across the tracks in this entire season, and that was with 2 KV5s, where they have so many hit points to spare, they could actually make that kind of a push. Neither team has the hit points to spare. They can't pay the cost for the position.
Can't pay the toll, can't cross that road. Photo finish in the IS-3 along with Libestad are going to be in that keyhole position, and Zazie and NYPD are covering their flanks here in the 5100s. Huge hit got taken into NYPD as it jumped right into his tank. Look at that scoring hit. They just took a giant chunk out of his armor.
Must have killed a crew member. There's a hatch right there.
Yeah.
I can't remember if that's where his driver goes or if it's a radio.
I'm not sure.
I think it's a driver.
The driver for the M4 actually goes in this hatch. This is obviously not an M4 tank, but the hatch right in front of you, that's where the driver would go. Just like cars.
Aw!
Driver's on the left.
How American.
Doing something right there. Take note, Europeans. Livestad and photo finish. Still staying in the same position here. Drynets in the IS-3.
Well, the IS-3's driver goes right here. Dead center.
Right in the center?
Mm-hmm. Much easier to drive. See, you got the same amount of space on the other side.
The seats weren't either fully established or the controls weren't fully for the IS-3 that I was inside. It was damp and triangly angled. It was odd.
It's a very odd tank. I mean,
It's
it's got a
effective.
Shuka on front.
It's
There's
effective.
not many that have that.
It's an effective tank. It almost reminds me of that. It's a cow something, a cow track or something that you put on the front of trains. Pub Whisper, you know what I'm talking about? Cow trap?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, wow. As we're talking about this, Kufo decides to go across the south and is completely ripped apart. You were talking about this before. No team could simply cross the tracks without losing a tank. There is proof of concept. Cazadores loses Kufo, T69, down for 5 some odd hit points, completely taken down. Now Pollens is chasing down Kriegsmaster. Kriegsmaster desperately trying to escape in his T1, and he gets taken down by Helix. Red base under attack.
Now this is great for the Cazadores to try to spread and push in, and they should do it now because Livestad's turret is pointed the other way. This has to be a turret break, and if any of those tanks move in against those T1s, they know they're going to be in trouble. But Cazadores tries to get a couple hits against the red team, against Hammer Time. Photo Finish is one of those tanks that gets hit. But
It's okay, I think Zazie will be able to return to base and stop Cap effectively. All that has to happen is Hammer Time members need to hang on for just a little bit.
And with 18 seconds left on the clock, Zazie is going to move into the AMX 5100. Salvo Paper is going to scout him. That's going to be information needed for the Cazadores to know to push in. T1 trying to do some damage against Zazie. Doesn't do anything yet. Zazie gets the kill, but that's 2 shots off the 5100. And the Cazadores are going to push in against Hammer Time.
And they're ripping apart tanks. Helix taking down tank after tank. Cess gonna finish off Photo Finish. Yes, there he is, and now only Zazie remains. Cazadores, a wonderful setup. I rarely get to see anything like this on end.
Shot miss from Logo, so it's not a good miss to have here because there's only 30 seconds left on the clock. And Zazie could stay alive here. And this would be catastrophic for the Cazadores.
It truly would. Logos gets taken down, and there's a chance this could go to a draw. Zazie just has to escape, and there's a tiny window. Helix does not get a shot off. He may get a shot off in a moment as he rounds a corner, but Zazie may escape again.
Cess28 gets the kill right through that alleyway window, and the Cazadores get battle number 1 as a victory against Hammer Time.
That was so close. Taking a look at these tanks, 3 AMX 5100s, a T69, and a 1390 for the Cazadores. For the other side, Hammer Time, 2 AMX 5100s, 2 IS-3s, and a single 1390. Heavy autoloaders for the Cazadores. They really do favor them.
Would you rather have the IS-3 or the T-69 on this map?
IS-3 all the way. T-69, I really feel like it's not as viable as it used to be. Only viable on maps where you're going to see all light tanks or you're not going to see IS-3s. If you're going to see IS-3s, there's too much potential to throw it away.
I like the potential mobility of the Cazadores, though, but as you said, the armor of the IS-3, you can't really take that for granted on such a map like this where it's half and half. Some open sides on the east, city side on the west. And as we see on the city side, this is going to be the approach Hammer Time is going to tank on this map. 5100 is going to hang back a little bit here, just around the corner, as a 1390 from Zazie and Kriegmaster is going to move up here in the T1. NYPD going to scout down this alley in the 5100. Scout, he's got his turret pointed straight down that way, and if anything pops up from Kriegmaster, who will be the scout, then NYPD can land that first shot. Got to be quick on the trigger, though. And now the rest of the IS-3s, Drynitz and Livestad, the rest of Hammer Time. We'll move to that section.
Looks like they're going for a cap fast. At the same time, Cazadores are set up to possibly react. I feel like the reaction could be a little bit delayed. They've got Thug's Cry hanging out in the back of the map, ready to spot any approach for a cap fast. Oh, wow. As I'm looking the other way.
Yep, Logos was moving up and scouting on the south side, and a shot coming from Delta Village was able to get that kill.
That was from Kufo, actually. He's even to the west a little bit of the Delta Village. He still counts as in the village, but slightly to the west. A little interesting position. I don't think he was even spotted from that. And that will be a nice little advantage going to the Cazadores. They have that T1 advantage. It will mean everything because now they have effectively, they could take control of 90% of the map as this cap fast comes in from Hammer Time.
And here they go. Thug's Cry is going to be the only tank up there that's going to see him, and they did go on the flag for a second, indicating to Cazadores that's where they're at. Zazie is able to take down Thug's Cry, and now Cazadores is going to have to move in quickly against a really smart play from Hammer Time, especially by sending the 5100 and the 1390 to the northern village along the A7 line.
Seconds left on the cap. Members of Cazadores are going to have to scramble to get back to cap. Pollins is just going to have to run the gauntlet as Kufo, I feel like he'll be the one to actually make it back, possibly, is only maybe 5 seconds out, but there are 6 seconds left on the clock. He stops, zeros, misses a shot.
Oh, another miss.
And the second one will also miss as Blue Base captured. Hammer Time takes it in a cap fast game 2.
Wow, that miss from Kufo, so tough. 1390 at a distance. The accuracy not the best for those tanks.
He had to take the shots.
He had to. It was down to that, last remaining second.
And they didn't have forward enough spotting to catch that. And I feel like Hammer Time actually made the perfect approach on the cap fast. It was very well done by Hammer Time. We don't see a lot of cap fasts take that long to get spotted. You saw the 1390 get spotted after he had already passed the cap. Now, that could actually be Cazadores' mistake, because not putting a T1 in a position that spots down both the roads so far down, maybe not the smartest plan.
That could be true, but the information that was gathered by Hammer Time to send in the T1 and the 1390 first and keep the 5100s back behind that corner, and then once Logo spotted to the east side, that T1 that was in the bush, he got destroyed. That was the trigger for Hammer Time to push in. Paul Whisper, your thoughts?
We've seen this strat a lot. We use it. I think we've used it every time we've gone from the south. And I think Kaza should have saw it coming and had the 5100s back in that A-line village.
Was it the same approach? I don't quite remember if it was exactly like that.
We use the second road usually. We'd like to change it up every once in a while. We split them up. But the basic approach was the same.
Yeah, I think that the northern road, the further northern road,
yes,
it stays hidden longer.
Yeah, usually the T1s are a little more south, so yeah, they don't quite see that one soon enough.
Yeah, so that kind of approach, it's probably superior.
Yeah.
I think that's a good strat to kind of go in with, and I really like it. Hammer Time definitely showing something sneaky.
Yes, indeed.
Let's go ahead and take a quick commercial break. We come back. Battle number 3, Cazadores versus Hammer Time, continues after this. Transfer over to World of Tanks because it's both a scene of a competition. Teams working against each other to get that victory. Kufo, the only one spotted here for the Cazadores, is Semite Drynets and Kriegmaster. With 1 minute left almost, with 5 seconds left to go until we reach the 1 minute mark. And there it is. This is going to have to be a trigger for either team if they're going to want to accomplish something big.
No way. There's no way either team can cap now. No team is set up for this. You see Hammer Time being defensive, Cazadores failing to really do much of anything. They're going to send Kufo in and just sack him to get that knowledge of their enemy positions, to verify the fact that the enemy team, yes, has set up their tents, and yes, they are making delicious s'mores.
Well, Drynets misses 2 of those shots, but Libestad is going to move in quickly here to get the kill, and he does against Kufo. 27 seconds left on the clock, preparing for the draw. Libestad's going to take a couple shots, trying to fire back. Not sure if he's able to spot anything here, but he is spotted along with Drynets at the Bravo 4 position. And they're going to be climbing up the mountain here, try to get around this little bell tower. It'd be funny if you could shoot the bells and they rang.
That you can do that in Counter-Strike, I think. There's a map with that. We'll go to a draw.
And there's a draw, folks. That's what happens. This is part of the tactics. Cazadores maybe want to bring it out to a draw on Abbey. So, really nothing more to talk about, so we're going to take a quick commercial break. We come back. Battle number 4 of Cazadores versus Hammer Time. Don't go anywhere.
Taking a look at these tanks for Cazadores. 3 T-69s and 2 1390s. I bet they're going west. And for Hammer Time, 32, 2 Pershings, and 2 1390s. I'm just going to sit here and take a guess. Wow, they're not going west. This is a lineup we've seen out of Cazadores. They've gone west almost every single time with their 3 T-69s lined up and had firing line ready to go on T-32s going to the west.
I had a feeling they were going to go east. Maybe one of them's going to go hill. Thug's crazy. Maybe one going hill on his T1 along with Ballins here. I'd say Cazadores don't stop moving. Use the railway as cover and go all the way to the top.
Just don't stop till you get there.
Yeah. Use that momentum to get to the top, get a couple kills, get a couple shots off, and then go back up the railroad tracks the way you came. Surprising your enemy, not having a number of turrets pointed in that proper direction.
Especially doing it early in the game, especially.
Yep.
That could be very effective to get your enemy off guard. However, we don't see Cazadores doing that. There's a little bit of delay. Helix is going to go north, like you said, but now we're at 8:52. A whole minute has passed, and well, there might not be enough time. There probably are turrets, at least in the right direction, going east.
Look at
to
this.
hit him.
Look at this avenue of approach that could happen. Correct. Now look at the Pershings and the T-32. They're not fully committing to pushing to the south. They're pointed to the south, but they're bouncing back and forth their turrets of different avenues of approach. And
Once
now it
Helix
looks like
is spotted.
they're going. Yes, Helix is spotted. Now it looks like they're going to push in a little bit more, thinking, okay, well, if there's one up there, there's got to be 2. And there is Cess-28. He is spotted. Kufo is not seen on the map yet. 2 shots ring out from the American tanks, and they do not hit Cess-28. Kufo's going to move in his direction. A shot does ring out against Drynets, but 2 hits go against Cess-28, and he has taken some damage.
Yeah, Kufo, on the other hand, is miraculously been able to avoid taking damage in his light tank in his 1390. He has a very skilled 1390 driver, probably one of our best scouts in the league. He earned an award for scouting last season. Let's see if he can get the proper spotting to really get that lead for Cazadores. They have some T-69s, but we have amazing positions out of 1390s. NYPD just got a solid hit on Kufo from a high ground. Kufo's going to have to worry about those 1390s. He knows they're in the southwest. He knows there's a chance that he could get jumped on at any moment, and now we actually see Zazzy moving in for the kill.
Zazzy is on cruise control until he stops in this bush.
That's what happens.
Get away.
Hits the brakes, gets surprised in traffic. LA traffic.
You are familiar with LA traffic.
I'm so
now.
familiar right now. I'm always on cruise control.
Oh,
And then I'm like,
Kufo's going to see Zazzy, and this is going to be a trade fire here. Kufo's low, 2 against 1, and Zazzy gets the cleanup kill. No, excuse me, NYPD does. In the
But look
1390.
at that. Zazzy gets to pull out just as Kufo dies, making the most clean getaway you could have hoped for in a 1390. It's a beautiful kill by Hammer Time, getting a very cost-efficient kill onto probably the most
Pepe
potent.
goes down from Liebestad in the T-69. The Pershings and the T-32 definitely help with that. And CES-28 taking a couple more hits as well. Cazadores is not effective at all where their current position is. They're losing their HP because of this longer distance fire from the American tanks.
And they can't pen the Pershing or T-32 turrets. 300 heat pen, yeah, but 250 heat pen, no way. And they're also using their 1390s expertly. I love it. They're being highly mobile, they're being properly aggressive, and they caught out members of Cazadores right when they were least expecting.
Drynitz still trying to hold back the line here. If anyone does come across those railroad tracks in the center, but that is not happening, so he's going to push up crest by crest, hill by hill, valley by valley to get closer to those railroad tracks. And now, Blue Base is under attack.
That is a T1, I guess?
Yes, T1 is currently on the Blue Base. Cazadores are in some serious trouble.
Helix was decently close, and he spots out the T-32 and the Pershing. Wow, Cess. Poor Cess caught out in the open, not moving at all to react properly to this, not expecting that concave. Cazadores don't seem to be in much of a good state right now. They're falling apart, just trying to get away while they can. Helix looks to be booking it to the north just to get, as far away from this. It's 1 minute and 4 seconds though on cap.
1 minute and 4 seconds left to go. Now a minute with 5 minutes and 13 seconds left on the battle timer. Helio X is going to try to escape all the way to the north, but he's going to continue to be spotted by Overlord Prime in that bush. Jumping to Overlord Prime very, very quickly here. He's still able to spot Helio X, and it looks like a couple more shots are going to ring out through the railroad tracks to try to hit him. One does fire, but it misses. Helio X is going to continue. Oh, a couple shots from the T1, and Helio X tries to fire back. Pollins gets the kill against Zazi in the 1390. 30 seconds left for that one tank. Kriegmaster is continuing to stay on the flag cap. And now with 23 seconds left, this could be a win for Hammer Time in very, very close time window here.
Helix cannot return to base in time to stop the cap. NYPD looks to be engaging, actually, on the other side of the map against Pollins. Yes, and Pollins is taking hits. He's chasing down NYPD as best he can, and NYPD lets out a shot, but it doesn't hit. And will he get the finisher, or is he reloading?
Because Blue Base has been captured. Hammer Time gets the win. They are currently up 2-1 against Cazadores.
Taking a look at these tanks. 3 5100s, 2 IS-3s for the Cazadores. And for Hammer Time, 2 5100s and 3 IS-3s. I'm sorry, for a second there I was confused because I was in the ground.
A dramatic pause. I'm in the ground. Well, it's a trade-off of an autoloader 5100 with 6-shot burst compared to an IS-3, Soviet's favorite tank.
Gotta love that alpha.
West side push, it looks like, coming out of Hammer Time. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Looks like they got that Hammer Time madness going on.
And they love West Side Story.
Do they? Do they find a girl named Maria?
Well, maybe she's in the train station. I have no idea.
It's true. Hopefully Chico won't shoot her love of her life. Spoilers!
Dang it, Clutch.
Musical came out, what, in the 1960s, starring Natalie Wood?
It's not spoilers anymore, Clutch.
That was a weird cast. All right. Go ahead and... I don't mean us talking, I mean the actors. There you go. There you go. The puns happening, the puns. Overlord Prime, the T1 is going to be scouting down here. It's going to be hound scouting here as he goes down the one line past the buildings. Nothing spotted yet, but look at the map control of Cazadores. Look at the spread right now. They are
Beautiful.
They are in the front yard of Hammer Time.
Just taking it right up there. They have almost completely verified the positions of Hammer Time, not by spotting, but by knowing where they aren't. That information you have where you know they are not, you know where they can be. Pretty obvious. They're probably somewhere in the west. And the T1s are going to be spotting, and they're going to spot Drynitz there, sacking Sapo Pepe to verify. I mean, this is pretty clear to Cazadores. We know where the Hammer Time is. We should probably start getting ready for that hard counter to this position. I'm guessing, knowing Cazadores, they're going to go for some cap pressure.
Oh, they are going to go for some cap pressure indeed, but they're going to want to spread that type of pressure and also be very, very wary of any type of D line play that could happen for a great flank. And Logos, along with Cess 28 will be going up the 8 line.
Yep, Kufo will stay behind, getting ready to cover that D-line aggression you were talking about, and that could, that's definitely a very smart move. I really love it when I see teams do that preemptively. Now, Kufo could hold back, wait for a few seconds where he would call that, and then he could start something. But Thug's Cry is going to initiate cap, 1 minute 31 seconds on the clock.
Photo finish in the IS-3, trying to see anything here. He sees nothing, and that means he's going to have to push in. He does see the 5100. Pollins gets hit. He doesn't trade a shot with photo finish. It looks like another IS-3 was able to hit him.
Yeah, that was, I'm looking back where it could have been. Actually, it looks like Helix is the one who got the hit on Leavestad.
Oh, photo finish misses the shot against Thug's Cry, and now a couple more shots ring across the flag cap, and Drynitz gets hit very, very hard in his IS-3. Cess 28 takes a hit on his tank, and Drynitz is going to be going back and forth here. 751, he's taking some serious damage.
Wow,
but
Drynitz
so
is getting hit and
Cazadores.
hauled down. Cazadores is making these shots count. Logos was getting one that got a hit. Now he's tracked as he attempts to cross the cap. Cazadores is deciding, let's get on cap, let's make this happen. And they will take a few hits as they close the distance against Photo Finish and Drynitz. It is a 4v3 of sorts.
Oh, they're completely pushing in. This is the isolation. It's going to cause the rest of Hammer Time to have to push in into this section. This is smart play from the Cazadores, where they're going to have to kill these tanks very quickly and focus on one at a time. Looks like they're spreading the shots, though, and now Logos is going to try to block for the 5100, and also Cess 28, the low IS-3. Livestad is able to get that kill, but Helio X in the 5100 is going to have to try to hide between Logos and the dead husk of his friend Pollins in the 5100.
Zazie will come in. He is loaded, and he might be able to take down Helix, but Pollins will come here and try and block. Not going to be able to get that kill. Sorry, not going to get that block. And Thug's Cry is getting free damage on both of these 5100s over and over again. Kufo going to stop the cap in the south. 3 seconds left on the blue base being captured. Can Kufo make it back and stop cap? No, he can't. Blue base is actually captured. Cazadores will lose. Hammer Time takes the victory.
A T1 play again, as we saw last night with Fulcrum Gaming winning it out, even though an engagement was happening on the other side of the map on Himmelsdorf. It was flipped this time. To the south was the capture. You got to keep track of those T1s, man. You've got to keep track of them, because that's what happens. I liked the push-in play of Cazadores. I liked them waiting and trying to bait out any tanks they could, and then pouncing into that corner where those windows were to isolate those tanks. And if that engagement continued on, it would have been pretty close.
Oh, yeah.
But the flag cap happened.
I didn't even notice that flag cap. Did you see this blue base start capture right here? Did you
No,
even see that till the end?
I was focusing on Photo Finish and his teammates trying to stay alive against all of these Cazadori tanks.
Yeah, I was stuck here as well. Everyone was glued, including the attention of Cazadores on this fight. Now you see a great concave by Cazadores focusing down 2 tanks. Unfortunately, you've got 5100s on reload, and now you've effectively got a single IS-3 just sitting there, not being the only source of damage. Other 5100s are just desperately trying to hide themselves. You see a single 5100 here. Great attempt to block, unfortunately not successful. Now cap is almost done, and here's Kufo, who is noticed just moments ago, and he's booking it south to try and get to cap, but it's too little too late. The fight also has gone to Hammer Time. Hammer Time's got this 2v3 in their favor in time for a loss. Great play. Even if Kufo had been able to stop the T1, which he doesn't, even if he did, you would have had a 2v3 on the other side of the map.
That was it. He was grasping for, for that shootout. That was quite a possibility. But that was it. That was it for the Cazadores. Their final appearance of season number 2. And that means that they are, as I go ahead and jump onto my notes real quick here.
Hammer Time will have 15 points, actually.
And yeah, I know. Simple Tankers, I'm sure you're thrilled about that.
Yeah, right?
Not too happy about that, but it's all right. We'll play tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah, although you guys are just playing for 2nd and 3rd, so both
Yes.
of you are insured to go to Vegas.
Yes, it's just what
so
seed,
at least
the
you
seed.
have that.
Yes.
Now. Yeah.
Cazadores is 2-5 finishing the league, so unfortunately they're not going to be able to make it to Vegas no matter what happens. Is that
There's
correct?
no chance. They got 6 points. Nerve has 9. Even if Nerve loses tonight, Nerve will be 5th place for Vegas. Win or lose, they're going to Vegas pretty much.
All right. We're actually going to have an interview with probably Livestad that joined us a little bit earlier. Oh, looks like the interview is ready. He's
Good
right
to
on
go.
top to make sure he has some closing words for us. Let's go ahead and throw
Hey,
it
guys.
over.
Can you hear me?
You did it. We can hear you, Livestad. All right, you did it. That was close.
Yeah, phew. I mean, yeah, personally, I didn't play the best, but I played just well enough to help my team get the win, and we're all happy. Drynitz is, he's the team leader, he's the caller. He's busy chewing us out for all the mistakes we made, and I'm sure he'll chew me out for mistakes that I made, but, you know, with a little luck and a lot of skill, of course, we are going to Vegas, and we're pumped. We're pumped.
Right on. Now, this is your first appearance. You guys were not in Season 1, so you have a lot to look forward to when it comes to Vegas.
Right, and we had a lot to prove too. I mean, we really thought we should have been there. You know, not to be boastful, but you know, we kind of screwed up in the qualifiers for Season 1, and we felt that we should have been there. And we just want to prove that we could play on this level. And so far we've done pretty well. We haven't played perfect. We've made mistakes, but we're 5-2, and we're gonna, whoever we play in the finals, we're gonna give them a heck of a difficult time.
Now, for preparation for the finals, are you going to go back and look at your mistakes as a team to improve them, or are you going to spend more time on the other teams that will be making it to Vegas to see how you can jump on their weaknesses, or is it going to be a mixture of both?
I think it's mostly Drynitz and then the other strategists who look at the other teams. Most of the players, we focus on our own mistakes and what specifically we can do, and we leave the strategy to Drynitz. I mean, he's harsh, but he has a great strategic mind. I mean, just a lot of his strategies, they just work exactly as he predicts, and you know, we're ready to fight for Hammer Time, and for him, our morale is high.
That's good. It's good to have a harsh leader. I mean, not too harsh, obviously, but it's way better than
sometimes he is a little too harsh, but
it's better than
you
a
gotta be
milquetoast
tough.
leader.
You gotta be tough in the WGLNA.
Oh, you have to be tough, exactly, especially when so many people are gunning for your position after they saw how much of a success Season 1 was.
Right. Yeah, that's definitely all the teams are playing better this season, I'd say. So it's difficult.
In closing, Libestad, what would you like to say to the fans that are now going to be cheering for Hammer Time as you all prepare for Vegas happening November 16th and 17th?
I'd say please support us. You know, somebody needs to take down Fulcrum, you know, and we can do it. We can do it. So root for us, you know. We'll be the underdog against Fulcrum and Simp, you know. I mean, they're the established champions, but we have the talent and the dedication, and we can do this. So root for us as the underdogs here.
All right, Libestad, again, congratulations, and we'll see you in Las Vegas.
All right, shout out to Rukil. I saw you in the meetup in June.
Indeed, that was kind of fun down there in South by, right?
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
All right, see you guys around.
All right, goodbye, Libestad. And they do it. They do it. Now you guys are going to have a tiebreaker. So are you going to watch these series? Is there anything that you can pick apart right now when it comes to this team that you can jump on that you're going to bring back to your teammates, or you're going to keep that one close to the chest?
Well, I got to see the matches, of course. So yeah, there's a couple things we may be able to exploit tomorrow. We'll see.
Okay.
Any hints?
No, don't want to give anything away.
I mean, okay.
Don't want to give anything away. I'm not going to give away team strategies before they fight tomorrow.
I'm just saying, maybe he'd like to detail the weaknesses of Hammer Time.
No, I'll keep that to myself.
I'm just hoping. I'm hoping.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, match number 3 of the night, Wreak Havoc versus Pub Stars. Don't go anywhere. WGLNA, the final day of group play, continues after this.